you're struggling to beat the first boss and have a nice death, then you have found the right video. Hold on to your paddle balls because we are going to go through the steps on how to beat Brad right now. We are right outside Brad's office, and I just wanted to take a second to tell you what the first thing we're going to do is. We're going to go through and see some of his moves, and then we'll fight him. Also, remember the first rule of fighting most bosses in any game is have some patience. So always remember that. Be patient. It's not a rush. It's not a race. Once you know his moveset, it's not too bad to fight him. Put that paddle ball down. Alright, it's deplorable, an eternity of work to do, and I find my head of security has traded his brain for a paddle ball set. I would do that too. Wow, the nerve of him. I sit here stamping all day long, and all he does is criticize. So Brad is the head of security. Let's go through a couple of his moves here. So he's going to do his little dive. He goes down to the corner and another dive. You can easily avoid that by just jumping. A couple swings. He does that twice. You can avoid that pretty easily as well. Here's his boulder rain. There's a couple different things you can do there. You can see I just stood off to the side and he didn't make any contact. Little swoop move that he does. Another easy dodge. Here comes boulders again. Easily, if you watch there, there's a spot where I can do, where there's a gap between the last couple boulders and where I can just walk into it. And that makes it super easy to avoid. Let's see if we can get this again. Right here. See? That's easy. So I think we've seen all of his moves except for the one where he jumps onto the ground and boulders come up through the ground. That's easy to avoid as well as selfie move. As you can see, he's not that hard. Just take your time with him. He does a little spin move sometimes too when he's up in the air. His moveset is pretty easy to avoid though if you take your time and you just let him do his thing, right? So we'll go through the fight here. Use whatever weapons you want. Range is always nice. Having a ranged weapon is always a nice thing, right? And if you can get some extra damage. You can also dash through some of these attacks. I didn't say it would be hitless. You can dash through some of his swing attacks. Here, I'll try and show you. Yeah, so you can dash through that, right? I think the main thing to remember is to be patient with this fight, because it's you can take it slow. Unless you're trying to speed run, then maybe you got to go a little bit faster. We're going to try and get him to the point where he jumps into the sky and the boulders come up, because that's the only move we haven't done yet. Again, a couple swings. I don't know if he has a true set pattern for his moves. It seems to be kind of all over the place. But once you can tell what he's going to do, it's pretty easy. He has some very obvious tells. When he goes to do a strike move, he'll raise his hand. And you can see there, I went into that little gap between the last two boulders. I want him to do the one move. That's all I want. Okay, I got hit that time. I went too slow. Even still, though, that barely does any damage. Do the one move, Brad. Come on, man. Do the move. There it is. And that, just stand off to the side. He'll come at you with one of his attacks. It's usually not too hard to avoid. I prefer jumping over most of his attacks. I just find that it works better for me than dashing. And there we go. Not too bad. Just take your time. Again, remember, patience is important, and you'll be past this guy in no time at all. You'll be no-hitting him easily. There we go. Back to work, Brad. Guys, if this helped, let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want a steady injection of Have a Nice Death in your YouTube feed. And I will catch you on the next one, guys. Have a nice day.